What's up, gamers? We are back with more Starfield, picking up exactly where we left off. It's not even that much later in the day. I got ready for my plans this afternoon and looked at the clock and realized I had another couple hours to go before I had to leave. So I decided to film another video. Why not? But I definitely do have a very strict cutoff for this. My hope is to get through the rest of this quest line and see where that gets us. Oh wait, I just screwed that up, didn't I? Let's undo that. Does this fit anywhere? No. This does, and this does. This does. So these are identical. No, they're not. Kind of feel like I might be screwed here. Am I reading that correctly? That I'm not possible to beat this? If I can get... Let's start with that and see where that takes me. Does nothing works at this point except for the single? God dang it. Let's start over. I think I backed myself into a corner with that one, unfortunately. Not a very good way to start the video off. Lockpicking... I haven't watched too many, too far into any Starfield Let's Plays yet, but I gotta imagine watching people do the lockpicking minigame is the most boring part of watching, one of these playthroughs. So, I'm sorry I obsessively pick every lock I come across. I'm trying to get better about letting some of them go, because there's really just not... It's not rewarding in this game, usually. But when it comes to something like this, where it's like a door, like there's a room on the other side of that door, I can't just ignore that it's there. I need to get in there and see what... I can't... This lock, what the hell? What the actual hell with this lock? Like, it seems like I'm making good decisions early on, picking this lock, but then when I get deeper into it, it's just, I back myself into a corner every time, without fail. I'm already using the only single I get in this round, so I've probably already screwed this one up too, but my patience is gone for getting through this one. It's just gonna need to work. Game's just gonna need to take pity on me and let this work. It hasn't. I'm stuck again. Oh, goodness gracious. So only the singles, this double, and this triple work here. A double plus triple would technically get me through if they work together. Which maybe they do? I guess they do. Alright. Let's do that. And hope that doesn't bite me in the buttocks later. Alright, nothing but the 3s and the 1s work, so let's do that. Like, I can't have screwed this up, right? At this point, it's like a success, guaranteed success, right, game? Oh, thank goodness. Ah. Did all that for a comm relay. No, I'm just kidding. I can see that there's other stuff in here. Oh god, a safe. After what I just went through, a safe is like the last thing I want to see. Okay, what you got for me? Advanced? Hopefully that'll be easier. Or quicker, at the very least. Antique videotape. I can't believe they have a VHS tape. That's actually hilarious. That's a fun thing to add to my collection. Alright. Oh, Lord, I do not like that. Oh God, I don't like that either. Alright, easy does it, easy does it. We got 0G in here. It's funny, all the 0G field seems to center around my character once I go into this environment. So when I backed into this room, it caused all the objects in this room to float until I finally escaped from the area where it's creating that field around my character. I don't like all the paths. There's so many paths from this place. Let me reorient myself real quick. So I came from here, right? Right, and I saw that I could open that, but I looped around anyway to here. And then, so we've got the pipes, the elevator shaft, and then this way, which also goes down into a massive room. Let's do the pipes now. I'd love for all roads to very quickly lead to Rome. In this case, look how complex. This place was so linear. And now I'm feeling like it's so massively complex. Like, there's so many ways I can go. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh, I don't like it. Please. Alright, well, here's the elevator shaft. Thank goodness. So at least we're partially looping back around. But I see there's, like, several different floors here to explore. I mean, I don't know. I have to just pick a direction and go, right? This looks... like it has potential to loop back around to a place I've already been. Well, there's just the elevator shaft, right? So... okay. I'm gonna take the elevator shaft back up to, I think I started on the top floor, right? Look, even the stuff in that room over here was floating until I... like, it's clearly an artifact of the way they coded the game, but it creates for some weird, like... it's all... it's a little immersion breaking, is all I'll say. Like, this is... like, if there's going to be a low-gravity area, it's not going to be centered around the player. It's going to be just an area where there's low gravity. I mean, there being low-gravity areas at all here doesn't make any sense, because this is Earth. I know they were... part of the experiments they were doing were related to that, but, like... okay, game, chill out. It keeps giving me a musical crescendo when I enter this room. What is this? Just a shiny box that I can't interact with. It's only 11 meters that way. I think that's why the game's like freaking out when I come into this room. Because like this is the way to the critical path. Oh, look at all the paths. I really get frozen with indecision when I'm confronted with so many different ways to progress. I guess after all is said and done, I have decided to try to do this room first, even though the critical path is here. Let's explore this vent, I guess, which goes to yet another place that I can go, apparently. Oi. Oy vey. Oh good, save. It's a locked door at least. Alright, I bypassed the locked door by taking that path. I'm pretty sure that door just leads back into the main room there. Let's get into the safe and see if there's anything juicy in there. I mean, I feel like I got it now. There was what in that other safe? The antique VHS tape. That was way too fun to pass up on other potential opportunities for that sort of stuff. I already screwed up this puzzle though. Let me just back out and restart instead of trying to do undos and figure it out. This is a nice straightforward first thing. But also not, because there's nothing that fits here. Like at all, actually. Guess a 2 and a 1 is the best I'm going to get for this first ring. And then... I mean, I'm sure someone's figured out an efficient way to do these, but I continue to struggle. Like, there was a time in my playthrough, if you've watched the whole thing, you know, that I would, like, try to think ahead and, like, plan. But I'd say more times than not, it takes me longer to do the walk that way than to just wing it and hope that I am guessing correctly. Like, see, I got through this one by winging it. Tesla Technophile's Advanced Old Earth Assault Rifle. That's fun and legendary. Another antique videotape. Love that. We're going to have a nice collection of VHS tapes. There's a creator I watch on TikTok that, like, I mean, he's got obviously more going on in his life, but one of his hobbies is he'll buy, like, old VHS tapes at, not like ones that had movies and stuff on them, but like, the ones designed to go in, like, a video recorder. You buy, like, boxes of them and stuff from estate sales and things like that, and then find out what's on them. Really interesting. Oh. This place is giving me that feeling in the pit of my stomach, like I've missed things, I've missed whole sections of this place. I don't know how to efficiently explore this place. It's like I'm so lost right now. I feel like I have no idea, like, what I've missed, what I've left behind. Ooh, I like this though. This is me back to where I started, right? I think, I hope, I pray. Yeah. Okay. After that experience I just had, I think the best move is going to be to just use the elevator shaft and take it one floor at a time. We'll start with B2 and see what I can get out of B2. Like, this also leads into this pipe area, right? And then there's a door here. A door I can open, leading to a hallway. Dead end on one end. Through pipe. Interesting. I have the NASA maintenance key. Wow, it's paying off over and over again that I found that thing. So this is that stairwell leading down to the second floor. I think I've explored like the top part of this. I like just went through it basically. Came from that direction. Is that it? Did I feel I'm already feeling like I missed something here, right? Oh, right, this way. So then this leads in back into that main room? No. It does not. It leads into this area I couldn't get into before. Oh boy. And that's the main quest objective, but I mean, like, y'all know me. I'm gonna avoid that as long as I possibly can. Until I feel like I've fully explored this place, which might be a long, long time from now. I would not even be slightly shocked if the entire 2-hour episode here is just me exploring this place prior to touching that quest objective, because... Alright, well I'm not going to just ignore... Is this another... Yeah, another maintenance key, in case you haven't found it yet. Release artifact. Requires key. Yeah, keyword artifact? Release artifact? That's a definite keyword. Oh wow, that's Victor Isa right here. Killed violently, it looks like. Definitely going to be some things of interest to check out here, but... wow. Release artifact. So everything important is on this floor B2. But we want to go down further. Or up further? No, down further. I was right the first time, I think. I hope. I pray. Might have screwed this up. Guess not. Oh no. Oh wait. Actually, that's a relief. I've been in here. This is the one where I was like, oh yeah, I could lockpick that, but I don't need to, because I've already come through the vents. But now I have lockpicked it, because I'm a silly goose, and I already forgot that I had done that. Okay, well, okay. Back to the elevator shaft we go. Down to the bottom floor. Oh god, there's a bottom floor, and then there's a bottom floor. Go to the bottom floor first, because it looks like maybe it's a small room. I can hope so. This is just the bottom of where I reached going down the pipes, I believe. Alright, let's explore what I assume is B3. Yeah, B3 is next on the agenda. I've already kind of been here. I know I sawed through that from the pipes. And then I saw that it looped back to the elevator and stopped exploring. I don't think I've been in here at all. Well, I have that key. This is the bottom of the big staircase room. Just a bunch of like different ways to get from the... Wow, they really want to make sure you found that key. Just a bunch of different ways for you to get from the bottom to the top of this structure, this area of the base. And that's what's overwhelming, because there's so many paths that loop on each other. It disrupts my normal like maze solving brain, because I'm like, there's so many ways to get from one area to another. It confuddles me. Alright, refined spacesuit, we don't care about that. This is just a switch to open this door, so let's open it. I think this is just that main room. It's playing the crescendo music. Yeah, and the thing's up there. Yeah, this is just the bottom of that room. We do still need to explore the bottom of that room. But before we do that, let's break into here. Uh-oh. I feel like I've already screwed this up. I have, haven't I? Yup. Let's undo. I'm going to use an auto slot here. Thinks I should do that first, huh? Oh yeah, and then this fits perfectly. Okay. I believe you, game. I believe you're leading me down the right path. Let's do this. And then, oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty sexy. Yeah, and then this. Wow, okay. About as smooth as it could have gone. Probably nothing but junk in here, but... advanced, refined, we don't care about that. Superior's the top tier for space suits and helmets and packs. Yeah, even advanced, I'm not too keen on filling up my inventory with right now. Okay. Let's go into this room and explore the bottom of this room now that we're down here. I'm feeling kind of close to wrapping my brain around how this area is organized. Feeling like I'm pretty close to being able to say I've explored this place successfully with confidence. But I am curious about that like button I found that says release the artifact. Do they have the artifact like in this device up here? I want to get a nice good look. This like thing with NASA on the like I'm not sure what the word is for this like corrugated metal, although I'm sure that's not the right word to refer to it. The like textured metal so that it's slip proof, you know. Non-slip metallic surface of sorts. Alright, let's take this staircase up. I mean, I know I'm in 0G, but let's pretend like I'm not. I think I've been up here. I'm pretty sure I looked right into this thing before. Oh yeah, no, now I can't believe I didn't notice this when I was looking at this before. There is an artifact in there. Look at that. So way back before Earth's like way before Earth was abandoned and, you know, hit apocalyptic conditions, they found an artifact. They were studying it here at NASA. Although I think this is the thing they were given, right? The thing they were given to study so that they could develop their own prototypes capable of doing what the artifacts do, bending space-time. Interesting. I feel like I've done it. I do feel like I've done it. I think I'm done exploring. Just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to follow this path again because I kind of rushed through the last time I was in this path. Like, this staircase, I keep coming upon it and being like, oh yeah, I'm back at the staircase. I've actually looked around the staircase for things yet. I guess I kind of have. Let's pop in here. I think this is the... Or, well... Guess I'm not going to be able to. Let's pop in here, maybe? Just get me back to the elevator shaft, and I'll know where to go from there. Here we go. So we're on... Oh, this is B2, so this is where I want to be. That just leads to the pipes. I'm a little bit turned around right now, but I don't anticipate being confused for long. Yeah, just through here. Okay. And what caused this violent death? Starborn. Coming for the artifact? They didn't get it, weirdly. I mean... Unlock requires key. feel like this is a good time to do a save. I definitely don't want to have to redo all that exploring. Only prototype access code can unlock. You'd figure he would have it. It did say access code, though, so maybe it's going to be on this computer for me. Prototype drive. Please be careful whenever running power through the prototype. Secure all loose objects and have researchers empty pockets and remove jewelry, watches, etc. Yeah, so it sounds like them, when they run power through the artifact or the prototype technology housing the artifact, it causes this gravity distortion that we're seeing all over the station here. Reminder that the core of the drive contains a specimen that is irreplaceable. Yeah. And all data is under strictest clearance. Exercise all caution with all research materials and ensure information does not leave this lab. Access station logs. Again, archives damaged, running system recovery, partial archives retrieved, blah, blah, blah. February 12th, 2149. These are all from 2149. Except for this, which is way later. All right, let's just play them in order. I'm trying to remember when the other logs I've listened to were from. I want to say 2149. And then like 2152, I think we had one from. I don't know. Let's just play them.
I never actually got to visit your labs back when we were working on the grav drive projects.
Seems like ancient history now. Only thing we're doing these days is launching weather satellites.
Guess this is as good a retirement as any. Now, Project Demeter, you want our help manufacturing scanners to better track these new meteorological patterns we see.
Okay, so this is some years later, after the project to develop the grav drive has finished, and they're working on a new project that has something to do with sensors. Okay.
Our guess is that the poles might be naturally shifting, causing some gravitational fluctuations that are throwing off our old models.
Why do you need the scanning tolerances to be so small? What are you trying to find?
I just want to be sure. It's not like we're doing much these days anyway. The glory days are over. Why not give ourselves a challenge before they write us off in the history books?
I think Victor Asa was looking for more artifacts. It's interesting, they still have the artifact and the prototype drive here. This doesn't seem to jive with the other recordings I heard about, like... It sucks that there's no logs in this game. Like, I can't go back and listen to the other recordings I've found on these computers. They're just lost to the ether forever unless I, like, trek back through this facility and find the other computer. But they're saying something about, like, a gift from the person and not needing it anymore. But then, like, they've got the prototype drive here and it still has an alien artifact inside it. And I just don't feel like I'm missing something. It's the story of my life with this game. To Judith and Victor and Lan Su, who are the three big scientist names we've heard so far. As requested, the astrophysics research team has done a full analysis of the data you provided us. The measurements of the Earth's magnetosphere show clear signs of fluctuation, often in correlation to the periods of frequent and large gravity wave spikes. Emanating from the moon. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to power through and keep reading, but I just realized the significance of what I just read. And it's blowing my mind right now. I think they're going to get... I just glanced at the other paragraphs. I think they're going to get into it. These gravity waves seem to be affecting the magnetic shield provided by the Earth's inner core and maybe affecting the core itself, given the proximity to the source. Another typo, but we're just going to overlook it because of how big this is. The data indicates the change rate is increasing exponentially. As our magnetosphere falters, its ability to protect us from the sun's solar wind falters. Beyond the devastating effects of solar radiation, this will lead to something more dire, the sputtering or stripping away of our atmosphere. This has happened before to Mars, a planet studied since the earliest days of space to see into Earth's possible future. We are afraid this future may be closer than we ever thought imaginable. Some may view this data as normal. There have been historical fluctuations and polarity changes of Earth's core, but this is orders of magnitude greater. We see echoes of previous generations' debates over global warming, and we want the science here to be clear. Like waves in the ocean, these gravity waves rise and eventually crash into shore, the Earth, with devastating consequences. Dr. Luke Andrews, ART Chief Scientist. So if I'm piecing this picture together correctly, and oh boy, I feel like the pieces are falling into place here, not for the mysteries I came here looking for answers to, but to another of the great mysteries of this game. Some mysterious figure came to Earth, visited NASA, and gave them either a grav drive or an alien artifact, indicating that studying the artifact would allow them to develop grav drive technology. But that alien influence may have been malevolent, because through their experimentations, they did discover grav drive technology. They did gain the ability to colonize the Starfield. But the cost was great. Their experiments here on Earth that eventually led to development of the grav drive ultimately, we had that log entry about they're not studying the any side effects. This is us learning about what those side effects were. The Earth's apocalypse wasn't a naturally occurring event. It was an unnatural consequence of these experiments that were being done here at NASA. These experiments to develop the grav drive technology that ultimately saved us from Earth's fate. See, I always looked at it the other way around. This game has, up to this point, led me to believe that the order of events was different, that they discovered that Earth's, atmosphere was, the magnetosphere was failing, that the atmosphere was going to be stripped away, and that's what spurred these scientific advances that eventually led to developing grav drive technology that ended up saving humanity. But the opposite is true. Some presence, some being, introduced this technology to Earth without adequately warning, or maybe with the malevolent intent to bring about destruction, the destruction of humanity. And those experiments, which led to development of the grav drive, also caused the apocalyptic events that made Earth uninhabitable, that spreads humanity thin among the stars. One of the things in this game, it may not be immediately apparent to wrap your head around this. With there being so many humans in this game, different factions, Freestar Collective, the United Colonies, big city of New Atlantis and everything. But at the end of the day, you sort of get the distinct impression in this game that, we've got over 8 billion people on Earth currently. I don't think that much of humanity survived. I think the current population of humanity spread among the stars as it is significantly less than the population on Earth is now. I think it was a big reset, that there's a very, it's still maybe millions of humans out there in the Starfield. But I don't think rising to the level of the 8 billion or 8 billion plus inhabitants of Earth that existed when this apocalyptic event happened. I think it was a major tragedy. I don't think everyone was able to like just relocate to New Atlantis. You know, I think there was a massive loss of life, and it was our own hubris messing with things we didn't understand because of some mysterious figure that had us, you know, taking these technological leaps before we as a species were ready to do so. I'm shocked that that log didn't update my quest because I feel like that's the big hammer drop. Like that's the big other shoe dropping on this. It's maybe this one that we're gonna. That's like the big deal. This is from one day later, August 22nd.
I know what I'm seeing, Victor. The data coming back from the satellites is very clear. It's the grav drives.
All those jumps from the moon. At this rate, Earth's atmosphere is going to start sputtering out into space.
Can the drives be fixed?
I'm working on some designs that should discreetly solve the problem, under the guise of an emergency update to the fueling pumps.
We're talking about the end of Earth, and you're trying to be subtle about it.
Judith, the last thing we need is people losing faith in grav drive technology. That might be our only option.
To what? Are you seriously saying we should abandon Earth?
The timeline is under 50 years. A blink of an eye for a planet, but more than enough time for a human exodus.
And what do we tell people?
We say it's an act of God, one that science has found a solution for. Time for humanity to take its place in the stars.
You knew, didn't you? You lied to me. All this time, I dedicated my life to this discovery, Victor. And you knew we were going to kill off our planet?
You haven't seen the future I've seen. There's an infinite expanse of promise out there. A meteor could have hit Earth, a plague, another world war. Colonizing other galaxies secures humanity's future for all coming generations, across all time.
At the expense of our home.
Stop it, both of you. All that matters is building enough ships to get everyone off this planet. And we need to start now.
I'll draft up a statement. We'll need to address the entire international community. I'm sorry, Judith.
There isn't a planet in this universe that will be far enough away from you, Victor. We are never speaking again after this is over.
Wow. So I think the big line in here is like Judith realizes that he knew, that Victor Eisen knew the whole time the consequences of testing this technology. It was all the test grav jumps from the moon was enough to affect Earth's core and magnetic sphere. Magnetic field, rather. So he knew, and he was willing to. He almost felt like it was a necessity to bring about the apocalypse because he felt like humanity wasn't advancing fast enough into the stars. This line here is really interesting. You haven't seen the future I've seen. There's an infinite expanse of promise out there. A meteor could have hit Earth, a plague, another world war. Colonizing other galaxies secures humanity's future for all coming generations across all time. So that line, you haven't seen the future I've seen. Does he mean that literally? Like he has had visions of the future, that's why he knows. Like there was sort of hints of that before with like him seeming to know what discoveries they were going to make, what technological advances they were going to accomplish through this project. He seemed to know that. So there's definitely a literal interpretation of that. But then the rest of that line makes me think it's less literal, that he means as a scientist he's able to like extrapolate what kind of problems humanity might run into the future, might run into in the future, that could bring about the end of the human race if they haven't yet colonized the stars. For which faster than life, excuse me, for which faster than light travel is really necessary. Sort of a problem we have in reality, because there isn't, faster than light travel is not physically possible, is not something. We're not going to actually develop grav drive technology, as fun as it would be, to achieve some sort of Star Trek future. That's not going to happen. We will never have that technology. The closest we'll ever come to colonizing the stars is more like the ECS constant in this game, a generation ship designed to very, over hundreds of years cross the galaxy to another part of the galaxy. We'll certainly never escape the galaxy, and never, probably never make it to another habitable planet without some sort of big multi-generational journey, without us being able to adequately predict what we're going to find on the other end, because of all the hundreds of years that'll pass in the interim, and the hundreds of years, even more than hundreds of years, that would probably have a knowledge gap, because we won't be able to observe the planet because of the speed of light limitation. We won't be able to observe the present conditions of whatever planet we're setting out to. We'll just have to, try to figure out what the state of that planet will be when some multi-generational journey arrives there, and it's so unpredictable. Like, it's a real limitation that we'll eventually face. And who knows? Like, who knows what the future of humanity holds? But we really need to value this planet that we're on, because these sci-fi dreams of colonizing space are not realistic. And yeah, the other log entry talked about the debates over climate change. Like, the science is very clear on that. I don't care if you unsubscribe from me because you are one of those crazy conspiracy theorists that thinks climate change is like some sort of liberal scam. It's it's going to bring about the ecological destruction of this planet, and inevitably at this point, really, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough eking out a survival for humanity. Within the next 100 years or so, it's going to get really rough. So it's something that's on my mind a lot. And reading here about this science fiction version of an apocalypse does bring that to my mind. The real apocalypse in our future. Wow, this is crazy. But it's like the alien artifact helped them develop the prototype. But the real mystery, which I feel like this game's going to pull one over on me again, and I'm not going to get the answer that I actually want, which is I want to know what mysterious figure gave them this technology, gave this doctor a glimpse of the future, I want to know. Like, that's what I really want to know. This revelation about what actually brought about the apocalypse on Earth is huge. It's huge, but it's like I'm very distracted from really letting that sink in, because the real mystery to me is like, okay, right, the apocalypse was caused by these scientists, but more importantly, these scientists working on this project that led to the apocalypse was spurned on by some other mysterious figure. That's what I want to know. Who is that other mysterious figure? Was it the Hunter? What, a Starborn? Like, that doesn't seem to make sense that it would be a Starborn, but then maybe it does kind of make sense. I was wrong about the consequences of the grav drives being the multiple universes. That seems to be a completely separate thing, but the consequence was dire indeed. I like how they talk about, like up here, can the drives be fixed? And he says, I'm working on some designs that should discreetly solve the problem under the guise of an emergency update to the fueling pumps. So that was a big question I had after hearing the first log entry here or reading it. Was like, we're using grav drives super extensively at this point in the game. It sounds like it's extremely dangerous technology with dire consequences for any planetary bodies nearby. So I'm like, how is like Jemison still functional with an atmosphere and everything if we've, there's like constant grav drives from the orbit of that planet. It sounds like they'd fix the problem, but too late to save Earth. And then, like, if he knew about the problem with the grav drives...
The data coming back from the satellites is very clear.
Shoot, I forgot that was an audio log. Sorry about that.
Grav drives.
If he knew about the problem with the grav drives, though...
At this rate, Earth's atmosphere is going to start
it raises the question, like, it sounds like they were able to develop a fix. So it almost sounds like he was not interested in that fix coming about until the fate of Earth was secured. Like, he wanted the apocalypse. It really does sound that way.
We're talking about the end of Earth.
To force humanity among the stars. To force the necessary adaptation of this technology. But it almost sounds like if he had, like, looped everyone in on this from the start. I wish I could stop this playback.
Are you seriously saying we should abandon Earth?
The timeline is under 50 years. A blink of an eye for a planet.
I'm gonna wait for this to play out and
time
then finish my thought.
For a human exodus.
And what do we tell people?
I feel like I'm having
an
to
act of God,
raise my voice
one
to
that
like
science
talk
has
over these
found
people.
a
And
solution for.
it's probably as
Time for
frustrating as I
humanity
get when I'm
take
trying
its
to,
place
you
in
know,
the stars.
wishing there was dialogue prioritization in this game. Y'all trying to listen to me talk while this
You
stupid
lied
thing
to
is
me.
playing is probably the same
I
level of frustration.
All this
So
time.
I should be
I
sensitive
dedicated
and
my
just.
life to this discovery, Victor. And you
This is a
knew
really
we were
long
going to
one,
kill off our
unfortunately.
planet?
You haven't seen the future I've seen. There's an infinite expanse of promise out there. A meteor could hit Earth. A plague, another world
Yeah,
war.
this part is what I'm about to
Colonizing
talk
other
about.
galaxies secures humanity's future for all coming generations, across all time.
At the expense of our home.
Stop it, both of you. All that matters is building enough ships to get everyone off this planet. And we need to start now.
I'll draft up a statement. We'll need to address the entire international community. I'm sorry, Judith.
There isn't a planet in this universe that will be far enough away from you, Victor. We are never speaking again after this is over.
Right, so I get the distinct impression that if he had wanted to, he could have developed the grav drive technology safely. But he sort of saw this opportunity. He like recognized the flaw in this version of the design and did it deliberately so that humanity would be forced to quickly adapt and spread among the stars. It almost seems like maybe someone killed him over this, you know. I feel like that badge on his chest is what I need in order to activate this, but let's go back into this computer now. I think I just played this one. I'm scared to click it again because I'm worried it's gonna play that whole audio log again. Let's just skip to this one and then I'll go back and see if I'm remembering correctly. Right, because I was making a big deal about how this is the very next day. So this is September 8th, 2160. You know, 11 years after that was recorded. Presumably, they should be well to the point where they're, you know, starting the mass exodus of Earth at this point. And this is a station on Earth, so this is maybe the final log entry made at this terminal before before Victor bit it, I guess, and everyone abandoned the place.
My name is Dr. Victor Isa. And if you're listening to this,
Ooh, maybe he killed
then you
himself.
probably already know the truth. I was young when I first headed the retrieval team of an odd gravitational anomaly on Mars. But I kept what really happened that day hidden from everyone except
Oh my god, am I actually going to get an
one
answer
other
for once?
person. Even she didn't believe me at first. But I have no reason to lie to anyone now, so I hope you'll accept this confession, whoever you are. When I touched the anomaly, I experienced 12 days of lost time. I met myself. He told me everything that has since come true. The grav drive equations, the tests on the moon, Earth's atmosphere.
It was a starborn.
Sputtering away because of what we had done. But he also told me about a city thriving on a planet orbiting a distant star. Human culture, art, music, lifestyles evolving and shining brightly across all of space. What price would I be willing to pay for that future? Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe Judith was right and I'm just a coward who wants to believe his mistakes were justified. But everyone has forgotten about the real origins of the grav drive, this artifact from Mars. I hope you make better use of it than I did.
So some version of Dr. Victor Isa from another dimension, a starborn, met him on Mars when he encountered this artifact and gave him this, told him about the direction that, the technology that would come about as a result and all this. It's really interesting. It's like chicken, which came first, the chicken or the egg type thing. Like in this Starborn's universe, all these events had already transpired. But this Starborn's influence, him telling him all these things about the future of humanity, led him down this course in this universe. Maybe a course that's not inevitable. Maybe there are universes out there in the Starfield, like if I pass to the Unity, where they didn't develop grav drive technology, or they developed it safely, and Earth didn't experience an apocalypse. How cool would that be? Because this one seemed very much touched off by the interaction between this extra dimensional version of Dr. Victor Isa. I was trying to see if I recognize Isa's voice. He might be Keeper Quill. It's definitely not Sam. So I think maybe Keeper Achilles, who I guess he's the emissary, right? I forget their like little code names. Maybe it was him. No, but that doesn't make sense because there is a Keeper Achilles in this universe already that's like naturally here. And the Keeper Achilles I meant is the Hunter. But this is just another random Starborn I haven't met yet. That is also in this universe, Dr. Victor Isa. So in some universe, Dr. Victor Isa just develops this grav drive technology, brings about the apocalypse and everything. And instead of dying a broken old man on this NASA base, he explores the universe using the grav drive technology, gathers all the artifacts, and passes through the Unity, I guess. But it all started with them discovering an alien artifact on Mars, which means I still don't know the origins of that. I still feel like there's major plot holes, but we did satisfy the... Now, I didn't get the code, right? Or maybe I did? What's my quest currently say? The original grav drive was based around an artifact. The artifact is still here, connected to the prototype grav drive. Right, so they found a way to build grav drives that didn't require the alien artifacts. It's really interesting, that connection between the grav drives and the alien artifacts and everything. It makes you wonder about these religious connections to grav jumping also. And if they have something to do with that, like the Unity. The Unity trying to draw humanity back towards it might be like this influence. Like, we're going to put these alien artifacts out into the universe, these temples, where if humanity stumbles upon them, well, I guess the artifacts are out there, so humanity can stumble upon them, and just the material they're made out of is enough to help humanity develop grav drive technology. And the grav drive technology will lead them to want to find more artifacts. The artifacts lead to temples. The temples lead to powers. If they find all the artifacts, they can assemble the armillary and then approach the Unity, and the alien powers are like the incentive to make to create that desire to keep passing through the Unity and amassing more power. It's all weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it still, but I guess we do have more pieces of the puzzle, more answers than questions for once, which I appreciate. Do I have the key? I guess I do have the key. Releasing the artifact also restored normal gravity here, which is interesting. Makes me glad that there's a staircase up to the thing. I'm actually not entirely sure what my options are for like getting to it now from here. Okay, well, I can go down this now. It's gonna be a fall. Right, so can I yeah, this is why this is here. They knew you'd eventually need to climb. No, that's the staircase. Why am I struggling so hard to get back into this room? Here we go. Boy, do I have some insane, like, bombs to drop on the folks in the lodge. I'm almost feeling like I shouldn't have done this before talking to the folks in the lodge. But then at the same time, like, I don't know. The ship's already sailed on this. I'm certainly not reloading an older save.
Constellation, we've arrived on the surface of Earth. We need to discuss what you found.
And it looks like other Starborn got here before us. So, you might have company.
So now the hunter and the emissary want me to meet them on the surface of Earth to discuss what they've found, what I've found. I don't like that. I feel like I'm being keel-hauled into another part of the main story that I'm not ready to do. Like, I want to do this. Leave NASA. I have the artifact from Earth, but the emissary and hunter have arrived on the surface and want to talk. I don't want to talk to them right now. I don't like that at all. That actually is upsetting to me. That's forcing me into that. Also, very notably, like, I leave NASA? Like, what do you mean? Are they going to make me walk all the way back out to this whole facility? Can I just... Kind of felt like that was going to be the case, but, like... Alright, let's see if I can remember my way out of this place.
Is this
I mean, it's not going to be...
or foolishness? Be the light of the stars.
What the fudge? What the hell? I had a really hard time hitting that guy. He just had a knife, but, like, messed me up. Is this persistence or foolishness, he said. I know he said other Starborn got here before them. Like, why are they helping me and all the other Starborn want me dead? I thought they were a part of like 2 factions and I had to choose. But is there just a 3rd faction that just wants me dead no matter what? That's interesting. When I killed the one, the other one just died. They had like a shared health pool or something weird. Ew, took a lot of damage from that also. Need to be careful with my health. I don't want to lose any progress. Power what do you mean? What in the hell? Since when do I have this unpowered? Did the Starborn come in here and like mess up my shit? No, I needed a power cell for that. Is this a path I didn't explore yet in this place? Like I never went through here? How did I not notice this place before? I'm actually like really disturbed right now. Let me take a look around this room. Is this like a brand new room? Have I been here before? Like, here's a whole nother emergency power cell. I mean... I don't know. Where am I right now, actually? I'm a little disoriented. If this is just the top of this... Wait, no, what? Where am I actually right now? Is this all new? I don't ever loot anything anymore, so it's like... I was like, oh no, here's the ramp I just came up, but it's not. So where is the ramp I just came up? Like, actually. Where's it actually? How did I get into this room I'm in right now? I'm actually so confused by that. Like, super seriously though, for a second here. How did I get into this room I'm standing in right now? Like, very, very, very super serious question. Like, I must have just entered this room mere moments ago. I was distracted by combat and stuff. And, like, focused on killing enemies. But, like, literally where did I just come from? I don't think I can leave this room until I find my way back to where I came into this room. Like, that's the door I just opened, so that's for sure not it. Was it this way? Did I just come from this way? Oh, here's the big ramp, right? Okay, thank goodness. So I must have passed through this room before, because it's quite linear. But I just never noticed that door before? Or maybe it was open. It was something I'd opened previously. But it got closed again and became like a mini puzzle again. Because this all feels familiar. I don't frickin' know. Not gonna question it. I'm just gonna try and get out of here if I can. This place was such a maze. I'm not very keen on them. Like, I get like it's a whole battle thing where I'm battling my way back through here. I don't like closed doors. Because that implies I've never been here before, and I don't like that at all. That's uncomfortable. Feeling very uncomfy right now. Why are these doors closed? Why is that closed? What? Hold on. Hold on, we gotta back up again. We need to reset. I need a reset in my brain. So I remember this. Like, I came in here. I remember going across to there. I remember unlocking this. And being like, oh, I missed that the first time. I remember all that. I must have gone down here and advanced that way. Like, this door didn't exist before, weirdly, or something. But then, like, I go this way, and, like... Like, this is all very linear. But then I reach this room, and, like, this is all new. Like, I've never been in here. Like, is like the building shape shifting? Is there like some sort of quantum disruption here where I'm like seeing this building across several different universes all at once? Is that what's happening? I'm so freaking confused. I don't like this because like this is a whole ass direction, which I don't feel comfortable going because this feels all new also. So I want to explore this also. Wait, are these the same places? That. I'd like to find the other side of that door out here if I can. It's right there. I guess all roads lead to Rome, right? I need to let this sort of thing... I need to be better about not letting this sort of weirdness stress me out.
Where will you appear?
There's really no need to explore everything in this game. It's a massive game. The completionist in me needs to chill the frick out sometimes, you know? Can we please have these loop back in on each other? Okay, this is the room, right? I could have entered it through here. Oh, sugar. Right? Like there, that's the thing I just cut open, right? Or this is the other door, and I cut that open, then I went around this way. No need to open that. Lockpick. This room, I don't think I've ever been in this room before, this whole room. Like, I would remember if there was like a... Like, look at all this stuff. Like, this was like an early HAB module that they were developing here. I mean, I don't know that there's anything to really see here. Another NASA notebook to take for my collection, but... I feel compelled to, like, very carefully explore. Like, now that I... Now that I feel like I'm kind of establishing that this building's like fluctuating around and changing, I no longer feel confident that I'm going to be able to return here at some point and explore it more thoroughly. So now I feel like I really need to be thorough going through it now, because otherwise I'm going to miss out on things. Oh god, I hate this. Every direction feels like it spans great distances. I keep like turning back from the direction I'm heading because I'm like, oh great, it goes on forever in this direction. I need to go back and explore the other 17 directions that I haven't explored yet. Although this is starting to feel a little dead-endish, which I like. That feeling's always a good one. Okay, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Where did I just come from, though? Like, I say that's it, but now I'm lost and I can't find my way back to where I just was. No, I'm actually completely lost again. Darn. I was starting to feel confident like I could advance. But now I'm not sure what advancing entails. This is all suddenly a dead end, even though I felt like there was a path forward mere minutes ago. I'm not sure what I did to, like, lose track of that. Was it this? I guess it was this, right? So there's these pipes that I can probably get on top of. I'm looking to see if there's, like, a vent I can enter. It doesn't look like it. I don't think I can get through these windows. Just checking to make sure there's actual windows in the windows. Yeah, I mean, I guess this way next. Ooh. But then there's this. Wait, is this a nice dead end? It looks like maybe. Beaker tongs. Nice dead end, we love that. Sure, I'll take some amino acids, these are kind of rare. Oh man, why does every direction stretch on for infinity? So I can go up there or I can go through there, I think are my two choices. So since that direction looks like it stretches on to infinity, let's give this one a go. That feels kind of dead-endish. That's good. So then this is the dead end over here. And then this way is the only way to go, maybe. Says I'm only 27 meters away from getting out of this Kukumani place, which is good. Oh boy. What a mess this mission has become. I really hope they don't drag me into some shite. These Starborn on the surface. Because I do want to go back to the lodge and fill them in, like... I don't know. I think I've saved over my save files and everything. Like, I think I'm very committed to this path at this point, unfortunately. I should have used new save files for this. I didn't realize how, like, trapped I was going to become. Oh, so this is where I started this whole thing. So did I just never go back that way? I just went this way and explored and never, like, went back up over here and looked in that direction? So maybe I just missed a whole section of exploring this at one point towards the beginning, and it sort of snowballed to get me to this point. So I remember this room that we started in. Shoot, yeah, let's go to the surface and see what the consequences of my choices are. I assume this is going to give me an autosave. Perfect. Sorry, I just bumped my mic again. Talk to the emissary. Okay. Now look at the multiple Starborn ships. Well, I guess just the two, right? The Hunter and the Emissary. And there they are. Well, I just had an autosave, so let's just get this shit over with. I really hope they're not going to make me choose right now. I'm also curious if I can just leave. I can potentially just leave without talking to them, which is why I'm glad there's an autosave there. But let's try talking to them, see what they want. If they're forcing me into
asked you to come here. The artifacts unlocked the secret of interstellar travel. At the cost of Earth.
An easy trade, honestly. Why have one world when you can have all the settled systems?
Wow. I still don't quite understand what I found. Can you explain?
Every grav drive in the settled systems was built on technology that came from an artifact that was discovered on Mars. But these early drives shook the gravity field surrounding Earth. Eventually, the atmosphere started to slowly sputter away into space. That is why Earth is uninhabitable.
Yeah, I
The artifact
got
gave
all
the
that.
scientists a greater understanding of time and space. but not the wisdom to see where that would lead.
The settled systems wouldn't exist without the artifacts, in other words. We owe what happened here in NASA a great debt.
Huh. So that was just like, in case you missed it and didn't understand what you were reading in the log entries, or if you're one of those people that, you know, let's be real, there are people who play these type of games and just like couldn't care less about the story, so they just click through things to get their objectives complete and advance the game. So this is sort of like, in case you missed like all the lore you were supposed to gather from that mission, here's a summary of what you missed. I was hoping for more information, but I understand why they do that sort of thing. And this is a choice. I agree humanity's destiny was the stars anyway, but I think sacrificing Earth wasn't worth having grav drives. We lost our home. No, like I feel like there's a middle ground option that the game's not giving me, where I could say we could have developed the grav drive technology in time without taking these kind of risks that involved us losing Earth. I don't know. I honestly don't know what my opinion is here. I feel like it's somewhere between these two options. So I don't like that those are my only two choices. I don't feel any kind of, like, I don't, and my character certainly doesn't feel any kind of special nostalgia about Earth. But I also feel like sacrificing Earth wasn't worth it. Like, it was ultimately unnecessary because they found a way to safely use grav drive technology at this point in time. I don't like this dialogue tree. Okay, gamers, you're gonna have to give me a minute on this one. I need to think. Sacrificing Earth wasn't worth having grav drives. We lost our home. Or I agree, humanity's destiny was the stars anyway. I'm really waffling back and forth in my head over this decision. I think I'm going to choose this one for now. See where that dialogue leads, but I may reload and do the other one if me picking this dialogue leads to them like assuming something about my character that I don't agree with, I might reset and see where the other path leads. I agree. Humanity's destiny was the stars anyway.
Don't you see? The power of the artifact forced humanity to the stars. They didn't get to make a choice.
Yeah,
How
I
many would have
100% agree
chosen
with that.
Earth? What gave Victor Isa the right to choose for them?
You see the hypocrisy in what the emissary is saying, right? They don't want to rob people of their free will, but then they steal the artifacts for themselves.
In the wrong hands, the power of the artifacts can make anyone a tyrant. That is why we watch over them. The only thing you're watching out for is yourself.
Oh my god. Okay. I think I am going to reload and choose the other dialogue option. I really, unlike that dialogue tree where I had to make that decision, the one that we just arrived at, that dialogue tree, big fan of it. I did read over what the options are there, but since it sort of solidified my decision to reload, Because the emissary is 100% right. Like, that choice was made for humanity, and the artifact was the reason that we were spurned forward in that way, unnaturally. And he's right. He's right. So I think I am going to say the other thing about losing our home. I think I am going to make that choice. Because I kind of like... It did exactly what I worried it would do, which is like the implication was made that I don't care about that decision being forced on humanity, and that's not how I actually feel about it. So,
An easy trade.
But these that is why Earth.
The settled systems were...
Sacrificing Earth wasn't worth having grav drives. We lost our home.
Assuming we weren't going to lose it anyway. War, disease, famine, all the classics.
See, this makes me think that maybe the Hunter is a version of Doctor... But then no, I know he's not, right? I get so confused by this.
They didn't get to make a choice.
Yeah, I 100% agree with the emissary on this.
What gave Victor Isa the right to choose for them?
You see the hypocrisy in what the emissary is saying, right? They don't want to rob people of their free will, but then they steal the artifacts for themselves.
In the wrong hands, the power of the artifacts can make anyone a tyrant. That is why we watch over them. The only thing you're watching out for is yourself.
I mean, I see the emissary's point of view here, even though I'm still confused about the logistics of this all. It seems like when the emissary travels to another universe, his faction gathers up the artifacts because of the danger they can pose to humanity. But I don't understand, like, in a universe where humanity's already lost Earth and already made the big mistake, I don't understand why at that point it's important to keep the artifacts from humanity. I don't know. So my options here are to say the emissary is right, the artifacts need to be in the right hands. But I feel like, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like, there are no right hands necessarily. Who's to say who the right hands are, is sort of my feeling on that. I can say the Hunter is right. The only real rule is who gets all the artifacts first. Definitely don't agree with that. More apt to agree with that than that. But I think we all know which one I'm choosing. You're both wrong. It's time someone other than a Starborn made a decision.
Don't be a fool. The emissary and I may have our differences, but you do not want to give us a common enemy.
For once, he is right. Don't do this. We can collect the final pieces together.
Wow. So this is, I feel like Bethesda. I know I talk about this a lot. I've talked about this a lot previously, but Bethesda does a really good job in their writing. Their writing staff does a really good job. I don't know who to thank for this, but whoever at Bethesda is in charge of like dialogue and making these dialogue trees. A lot of them are what I would call fake choices. In that, like I say the term like all roads lead to Rome a lot. Very often in these dialogue trees, no matter what dialogue you choose, it leads the conversation to the same point. It doesn't change the outcome of anything significantly. It's ultimately unimportant which choice you're making. But there are at certain points in every, in every game that they make, in every, main story that they put out, where they give you decisions that are significant, that actually do matter. Where that model of all dialogue choices lead to the same place breaks down, and there is an actual meaningful choice to be made. I felt that very strongly with the stay at the lodge or go to the eye decision. And I think I was 100% right about that being a significant this will affect how the rest of the story of the game plays out decision. Um, there were that decision whether to jump to the key or jump to the UC Sistef with the legacy, I think was the major decision of that faction quest. I think to a lesser extent, whether to spare or kill Ron Hope was one of those sorts of decisions, although that sort of, I think, would have ended up the same. The writers do a good job of, if you're an experienced Bethesda role player, they do a good job of, without slapping you in the face with it, of making it, very apparent that you're making one of those choices. And this dialogue tree right here that we're staring at is one of those choices. The choice I make here is going to affect how the rest of the story of the entire game plays out. But I think it's an easy choice for me. My choices are I'm siding with the emissary. I mean, if I had to choose between the two of them, then I would side with the emissary. But I don't like either of them. I don't like how either of them have manipulated me, how they've manipulated the chain of events, how they continue to be evasive with me. I still haven't gotten the full story. I still don't have a full understanding of what all of this means, what the purpose is. I think they're both kind of being honest with me and kind of lying to me at the same time. I think that the hunter is right, that the emissary here is just trying to pretend like he's in it for the good reasons, but is actually just wants to be in control. I think he's spot on with that. I think the emissary's right, that the hunter is just in it for himself. So I'm siding with the emissary. An alliance with the hunter seems like the winning strategy. I'm tired of both of you. I'll get to the Unity on my own.
Well, look at that. The emissary just became my new best friend.
Why would they both be
You've
obsessed
made
with
your
stopping me
choice.
from getting there? I guess
When
they
you're
can't
ready,
pass through the Unity
the
if
hunter
I
and I
do.
will be at the buried temple. That's where we'll settle things.
When you're ready, the hunter and I will be at the buried temple. That's where we'll settle things.
But hey, at least we'll wait. The final round doesn't start until there's only one artifact left to gather. And if I'm not mistaken, Constellation has one or two to go.
I'm pretty sure that just clipped to the earth, but we're just gonna ignore that. This one's not taking off. Right. So, my theory is that the buried temple, they're already aware of that place, and that's where they're gonna have the final confrontation with me. I think the reasoning behind that is that I assume the buried temple is the place that you have to go to pass through the Unity. That would make sense to me. Why they can feel like they can just wait for me there. This is a named ship called the Helix. One of them's decided to not leave Earth yet for some reason. But they're fine with me gathering the rest of the artifacts. They're just gonna try and stop me from passing through the Unity on my own. Because they want to pass through it with me, I guess is supposed to be my takeaway, right? I still don't fully understand the story of the game and what their objectives are. I feel like they never explain their objectives well to me, which is why I feel, even though that was a major game decision, I feel comfortable making it because I don't trust either of them. And I don't have the full story. Maybe if I understood the full story and one of them had been completely honest with me, I would have made a different decision. But, right. So, Right. We're back out here. There's very significantly some places that I saw as I was approaching this building that I could get down into. Where I was like, oh, well, that's a point of no return, so let me explore this way first or that way first. And I ended up inside the main NASA facility. So I never ended up exploring those places. So let's, oh look, another emergency power cell. I think I have a bunch of those stored in my, like, Aquila residence somewhere because of a similar, like, situation I ran into before, where I ended up with more than I needed, and I was like, well, maybe I'll need them later in the game. Yeah, you sure do, but, like, they give you plenty. Ooh, is that the other ship finally taking off? Where did I see those pits I could jump down into? It was up here, right? I know I wasn't just imagining that. There were some, like, things I could jump down into, but I passed on them at the time. Nope, the other starborn ship is still there. Was it in here? Kind of? I mean, I think this just takes me down to the lower level of this walkway. I mean, I think maybe this hole was one of the things. It may be that I have secretly already explored this all and I'm just misremembering things, or like I misunderstood what I was seeing at certain points. Like maybe I looked down onto this and I was like, oh, that's an area I can't get to before. I mean, I guess I can go down here. Not sure that I've been in here. Nope, I think this is actually the way I came in originally. Here's a chest I've maybe not looted. It's only got a polytextile in it, so I don't really know. Not something I would have taken. Either way. Yeah, I'm gonna call this explored. I maybe missed something or another, but alright, so very significantly during this quest, I did get an objective to go to the Mars Opportunity rover on, or right, the Opportunity rover on Mars, which I for sure want to do, like immediately, because I'm a big fan. I'm a big nerd in real life, and that, yeah. That existing. Oh, right. Contraband. Sugar. Alright. We're going to take a quick detour to Wolf to sell the contraband we gathered during this mission. And once that is done, we're going to head to Mars and check out the Opportunity rover. And then it's time to go back to the lodge and drop a whole bunch of bombshells on the members of Constellation. I feel like Noelle's gonna have a mental breakdown because she's like not been handling all the like big revelations and stuff very well. Like after Sam's death, she's been kind of psychologically unstable, I guess. It's the big impression I'm getting from her. Like, she really took that really hard.
May I be? Good to see you. You won't find a better...
Alright, harvested organs. Oh, man. I'm not sure I can even... Oh, I've got 2 different kinds of NASA notebooks. That's cool. We got the thick boy. Oh, and the little notepad that says NES on it. Thick boy, and then a bunch of the thin boys. The snow globes. Yeah, Varun heretical writings we're gonna keep. I think I do have some shielded cargo on this ship now. So I should be okay to get away with that. Right, but let's go to the buy menu, and as much as I feel like I don't ever need any more of this ammo ever again, let's just buy it, because otherwise I'm going to be waiting around forever to get this all sold. Alright, so now all we have left is the Varun heretical writings, which I'm going to hold on to. How much money did
Was
that leave
there
you
something
with?
you needed? By all means.
Oh, he's only got 497 left. Perfect, okay. That worked out actually really well. So let's go ahead and look at my ship. That will tell me. Yeah, shielded capacity 360, so I did do that. Thank you, past me, for thinking ahead and realizing that at some point I would probably want to have some shielded cargo. Pop that into the shielded cargo. And then let's do a nice chunky manual save. Geez, I mean, I guess let's go down to the bottom here and save over this one. Now let's risk it for the biscuit and go to Mars, even though we've got a wee little bit of contraband. I read some tooltip on a loading screen at some point that the amount of contraband you have compared to the size of your shielded cargo is what creates the calculation for like how likely you are to be found out. But I'm not sure, like, I mean, it must be true because it's on a loading screen tooltip, right? But I also feel like it's always been 89% no matter what I do. Like 89% is maybe the best you can get. Look at this polar region with ice. Like, is that actually like... Yeah. Alright, well, let's just jump there first, and then it'll let me click on the planet and check things out. Fingers crossed, everybody. Let's hope we don't get that unfortunate 11%. Yeah, I think 89% is like the best. Yeah, see, I think that's the best chance you can get. Like, no matter what kind of tech and signal scramblers and how much how much cargo space you have and how few items you have. I think that's always your best odds, you know. Yeah. So, Rocky Desert. Like, if I click here, Frozen Hills. That's so interesting. I've never... It doesn't even tell me what the percentage of the survey is for these different places. I mean, obviously we're going here. Look for the Opportunity rover on Mars. Yeah. I want me a real snow globe to add to my collection instead of just these rando NASA ones. I hope they don't count. There's like a snow globes found counter. And I would certainly hope that these structures and stuff around here. I would hope they don't count towards your total. And that only the actual ones count. Like the one we're for sure about to get here. Wow, look at him. Stopped dead in his tracks. The poor guy kind of got stuck in the mud in real life. So this is really, yep, I see the snow globe here. Opportunity snow globe. Yeah, and it made the special sound effect and everything. I don't think those snow globes I found at NASA count. I think those were just... Like, I almost wish they hadn't made that an asset in the game, because it... and he got all this dust on his, on their, solar panels, so they couldn't stay powered. This is just me anthropomorphizing the Opportunity rover, don't mind me. Yeah, at some point I really need to, like, I haven't finished surveying Mars or Earth or Jemison. I don't think I've even finished surveying Aquila, but that's not through a lack of trying. That one's really hard. I'm not sure what I'm missing there, but I definitely have been struggling to find anything. Okay, so we finished that off. Let me look at my quest logs here, because I feel like there's a lot that's going on. Complete final glimpses. I need to gather any remaining artifacts that Constellation has uncovered. Once I have them, the Starborn will be waiting at the buried temple. Oh, complete final glimpses. So this Unearthed is the main story quest. And this thing, me filling in the people in the lodge, was like a side story quest. I wish that had been more clear. If that had been more clear, I would have done this first. I'm kind of worried I may have missed some story-related dialogue by doing this first, because now I have to go back and tell them about what just happened, and I'm worried I'm not going to get to tell them about, you know, my meeting with the Starborn and learning that they were like Sam and stuff. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I get all the dialogue. But I may have like screwed myself over in that regard. That's definitely what we'll be doing next. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take another risky jump.
You are entering United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned.
I'm gonna feel real dumb if I get caught at this point.
Alright, we're done.
Scan evade. Okay, talk to Vladimir to locate temples. Right, of course, because I have a new artifact in tow, so Vladimir's going to have a new temple he can point us towards. But yeah, we really need to go talk to the folks at the lodge, and a very, very notably called Final Glimpses, and the Starborn said they've only got a few more to gather, and now my quest is like to gather the last few and then have some final confrontation with the Starborn. All signs seem to be pointing towards me being very near to the end of the main story of this game. I think I'm going to talk to the people at the lodge. We're going to go and gather a few more artifacts, and then we're going to have the grand finale of the game. I think we're very close to that point. Yeah, I'm going to land at the lodge. But I do think I am going to end this video here. I think we're going to have a very dialogue-heavy reunion with the members of Constellation here. That probably in and of itself would run me way over time for this video. And this is a really nice organic stopping point. So even though it's a little shorter than my usual video length, I think this is a good place to stop things for now. That way we can really get back into it heavy next video with talking to all the members of Constellation, checking in with everyone, going for some more artifact powers at the temples, and also going to gather the last few artifacts needed for the armillary. I'm realizing now that I'm carrying an artifact on me, but the armillary is actually on my ship. So I should have added the artifact to the armillary on my ship before landing here. But that's okay. I'm just going to save things here. And this is where we'll end the video. Next time is definitely going to be a very exciting episode. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As always, I hope you all have a fantastic day.